Why did I want to start six-word memoirs? I was in journalism, writing stories, editing stories. My favorite type of journalism when someone was writing something true and personal, an adventure or an obstacle they overcame. And that's a great type of story, but in truth that's sort of the mainstream magazines I worked at, Men's Journal, ESPN Magazine, some other magazines that have come and gone. You could get some of those stories in, but unless that experience was by a famous person, it was pretty tricky. So I thought, what if I could create an experience where anyone could share a story? And somehow the best ones were sort of highlighted by editors, so a populist storytelling platform that was open to anyone, but with a little bit of not editing but curation, so me and a few other people could say, well, these are some of our favorites, but you're welcome to read them all. And then we have a way to kind of organize the chaos of many stories. And I did that for a couple of years, and in the end it didn't really work. I called it smithmag.net after my grandfather Smitty, who was this great storyteller who inspired me. But one of the sections I launched one day was, well, let's do stories in 6 words. Because Hemingway had, legendarily written a 6-word novel, sort of a literary legend, For Sale, Baby Shoes Never Worn. And that prompt, just 6 words, it hit beyond any other idea I had, behind any idea I had. People really love telling 6-word stories, in part because it's a little easy. I mean, it's hard to do a good one, but just get started. 6 words about your life. People did it. They did 5, they did 10. Some people have done 10,000 6-word memoirs on the website and countless more on social media in live spaces like we did today at Santa Monica College First Amendment Month. So I realized with 6 words, the first idea I tried, all sorts of storytelling, any length, in the end it didn't work, and there's so much failure until you get to success. And then people loved the constraint of 6 words, and from there it begs for backstories, it provokes discussion. So in the end, 6 Word did everything I wanted with the idea of an open, populist storytelling platform. So Courtney Kemp, only black girl, fierce woman now. Now Courtney was an editorial assistant at Glamour magazine, or maybe Mademoiselle. She was a lowest on the food chain at a women's magazine years ago. And I knew her a little. Most 6-word memoirs that end up in books or in front of you, I don't know them. They just come on the website, whatever. And I just said, hey Courtney, you're interesting. And she wrote those 6 words, and in the years that followed, she is like, I am going to become the woman I want. And a few miles from here, she has like a 5 TV series deal with Stars and created the show Power. When she wrote this, she was making, $18,000 a year, probably living with 4 people in a 1-bedroom in New York. But she's like, no one's going to tell me a black woman can't rock it in Hollywood. And there she is. In terms of school and students, you're being taught all these hard ideas, big assignments, and sometimes you just don't know where to start. And so perhaps you can end the scariness of the blank page. I like to say that blank pages are everywhere and they do scare us. But like, okay, let me just get going on this assignment, this writing assignment, this history assignment, and start with just 6 words about how I want to get into this. It's a way to break the ice and then get in there. Now you talk about an idea like the First Amendment. Amendment number 1, one of the biggest ideas that defined America and democracy is free speech. There are so many ways you can go with thinking about the First Amendment. And as we saw here in the dozens, maybe 50 or 60 different ways people shared their beliefs on the First Amendment, how it's important to them, how they won't be afraid to speak up, how they are not defined by somebody else's words. There was a beautiful 6 words today that someone shared. He said, my spiritual beliefs can't be deleted. He said so many things in those 6 words. The idea of you can think about hateful stuff on technology, or being blocked, or simply not heard, whether via a social media platform or just in life. He says, you know what? I will believe what I want to believe. You will hear me. I will not be deleted. In just 6 words. And as he said those 6 words, he stood up around the room. You could hear people be like, wow. Not only is it a story, a great story, but also he had imagery, and it was lovely writing.
Repeat yours.
Mine?
No. The person that's like, no, it's not me. Yeah.
Me?
Mine.
Yeah.
My name is Mohammed. Mine was my spiritual beliefs don't press delete.
All right.
Awesome.
Love it.
And come up and get a picture.
Come and get it.
I hope that from our time today, about an hour today, I talked about 6-word memoirs. They shared 6 words about their life, about 6 words on the First Amendment. I hope in our short time they've learned a tool that maybe has more possibilities than they could have imagined when they walked in here. That tool will be used to help break writer's block in their work here and down the road in life. It'll be a tool they will take if one day they have children who, kid won't talk to me, what happened to school? Nothing, Dad, right? They will say, hey, just start with 6 words. They will use the game to start conversations with maybe future children or cousins or relatives you don't really know that well. They will go to a meetup on something. Maybe they're really into Fortnite or bird watching. And they'll say, hey, let's just break the ice today by just sharing 6 words about why we love this topic, why we love birds or Fortnite, or why we love the Kings or the Warriors. It's a tool for conversation, it's a tool for connection, it's a tool for community, and I hope that's a tool that stays with the folks I spent some time with today their whole lives. And have a great month. This is a cool thing, First Amendment Month. I'm delighted to be invited to have a part in it, and go tell some stories.
Let's give a louder round of applause for Larry.